Let's grab our pelvis models. If you have one, go grab that. And let's find the landmarks we are looking at on this model. Two things we want to learn in this part of the module is understanding what is the pelvic inlet and when a baby is engaged. So pelvic inlet is important to know the term. You may see things like pelvic inlet opening exercise, meaning it is something that is going to get that baby head down and moving into the pelvis. A lot of our physical preparation modules have those pelvic inlet opening exercises, like the pelvic rock backs, the deep squatting. All of them open up the pelvic inlet in this front to back manner, as well as our hands-on manipulations create that lateral side to side stretch. So we are focusing on pelvic inlet opening. On your pelvis, we are going to palpate and identify these landmarks. The pelvic inlet is the top of the pelvis, which is this ring of bone, right? So in the front, it is made of the pubic ramus up here, turning into the top or the base of the sacrum, the sacral promontory in the back, looping back around to the pubic ramus on the other side. That forms the inlet. So from the pubis, wrapping back around both sides, ending at the base or the promontory of the sacrum, that is the pelvic inlet. Baby is going to be head down. So I have a demo baby, a little bigger than a newborn, and the baby is going to be in the pelvis. Now I will have my other pelvis to demo in just a bit. What is important to us is to know pelvic engagement. Now, pelvic engagement is defined as the baby's head being in line with the ischial spine. So the ischial spine is where the sacrospinous ligament, so from the sacrum to the spine, that ligament attaches the sacral spine. So when the baby's head is at that level of that sacral spine, is when the baby is said to be at zero station or baby is said to be engaged. Now, a lot of people, especially when labor is being induced, a lot of people, their baby will not be engaged even when they are in labor. If labor is physiological and beginning naturally without any medical augmentation or induction, then when baby is in labor, when mom is in labor, baby's head will be at that zero station or lower, meaning labor, that hormonal cascade we talked about has started, labor is ongoing, baby is in this wonderful head down position, and their head is at the level of the ischial spine. So if you were to find the ischial spine, I will turn my pelvis so you find it. Bye bye, baby, for now. This is the posterior pelvis, sacrum, right, tailbone. Honestly, this model has this tailbone excessively flexed. I wish it was a little better aligned. This person will not have an easy birth this way. But if this is the ischial spine, if you were to draw a line or a plane from one ischial spine to the other over here, so at this level of the pelvis, the pelvic outlet is formed by the ischial tuberosities on each side. This is the pelvic inlet, and the ischial spines on each side are about mid pelvis. So if a line were to be drawn or a plane to be formed at that ischial spine level, so not at outlet level, ischial spine level, and the baby's head is at that level, at that ischial spine, then they are at zero station or engaged. Now, this is important because when your provider, when your client's medical provider checks the cervix, a lot of people, pregnant people, will get cervical checks in late pregnancy. Will mention dilation. So you can also ask your client to ask their provider, what station is the baby at? So if they are at that plane formed by the ischial spines, then baby is said to be at zero station. So if their head has come down to the level of the spine, they are engaged, baby is ready for labor, they are at zero station. If baby is floating a little higher, 1 centimeter above that ischial spine, so ischial spine is here, the baby's head is a little bit higher, then that is -1. Baby's head is higher than that, and that is -2. So -2 and higher, it goes all the way to -5. So baby could be up here in late pregnancy. This is honestly not the best because once labor starts or once labor is induced, the baby will take that much longer to descend into the pelvis. So having a baby that is well engaged, having a baby that is in that beautiful mid pelvic plane formed by the ischial spine, so their head is at that level, that is what we want. So having a baby that is at that beautiful mid-pelvic plane, at the plane formed by the ischial spine in late pregnancy, that is what we want. It will cause a labor that is not too long. And this information is important to us because then we use that to know which techniques to use. So if our baby is hovering up high, baby's head is still high in the pelvis, not engaged, then we really want to create space in the top of the inlet, reduce tension in the myofascia of the obliques, the myofascia of the pubis, just so there is increased flexibility here, allowing baby to descend. Also, some of the ligamentous work we will do on the sacrum will improve that anterior posterior tension, creating the sense of openness in the pelvis, allowing baby to descend. So that is what we need to know about the pelvic inlet and stations in the pelvis.